So just had to roll them dice and do the right thing and bet on myself.
It was time to get out, huh?
Time to get out.
I know, man.
Dead or in jail, so you just get away from all of that. And
a couple of Maybachs, then some Rolls Royces, then some watches, buildings, and more.
How about that? Some buildings. Not
Wait,
even
he
like
bought himself, so you ain't, what do you get you? Like as a friend or something?
Every gift is important to me. Every gift is important.
In a shocking twist that has rocked the boxing world, Floyd Mayweather finds himself embroiled in a staggering $42 million scam scandal, igniting outrage, disbelief, and serious concerns about the stability of his financial empire. As headlines surged, public attention quickly turned to Leonard Ellerbe, Mayweather's longtime friend and former business associate, who had remained silent until now. Ellerbe has finally spoken out, and his revelations have only intensified the controversy. The fallout from the scandal has been swift and brutal. Once seen as a symbol of untouchable success and limitless wealth, Mayweather's empire now stands at a critical crossroads. The $42 million fraud allegations, coupled with questionable real estate deals and bombshell claims from Ellerbe and others, have shaken the foundation of Mayweather Promotions. These developments have cast serious doubt over the image Mayweather has carefully cultivated for years. Despite flaunting luxury cars, private jets, and designer lifestyles, accusations of unpaid debts, mismanaged funds, and exaggerated earnings are painting a far darker picture behind the glitz. With fans and critics alike demanding transparency, the future of Mayweather's legacy hangs in the balance. Whether this marks the beginning of a dramatic downfall or just another scandal in his already controversial career remains to be seen. One thing is certain, the myth of Mayweather's invincibility is beginning to crack.
Might be leaving Mayweather Promotions. Is there any truth to any of that?
No.
That's a resounding no.
So about a week after Leonard Ellerbe said that he was not leaving,
Mayweather, who is getting close to 50, keeps posting pictures of his opulent lifestyle on social media. He proudly displays all of his possessions, including private planes and watches set with diamonds. However, detractors claim that his fixation with showing off his money is the same thing driving him toward financial ruin. Many think that his incessant drive to flaunt his wealth is unsustainable and may eventually cause him to go bankrupt.
They kind of, think it's a red flag when you're 50 years old and feel like almost 50 and still gotta flex on social media. But, people on social media do what they do best, especially black people, try to tear each other down. So people start researching, Angelique started researching, and they found out that Floyd was capping. Now, Floyd is part of some type of ownership group that got a part of it. Then you got 50.
Mayweather has come under fire for his widely reported $42 million real estate purchase in more than 60 apartments in Upper Manhattan. Although Mayweather stated that he owned all of the properties, sources suggest that he may have only purchased a small portion of them, with no formal ownership transfer being documented. This disparity calls into question the deal's transparency, as well as the true scope of his involvement.
There's a flex happening with Floyd Mayweather that we were all cheering and congratulating him from, but we might need to put a pin in that as some evidence comes forward that things may not be how they seem. So a couple weeks back, I talked about it here on the show. Floyd Mayweather said he dropped $402 million on 62 Manhattan rental buildings. But Business Insider went and did the research. They did their Googles, and they said they couldn't find any receipts that this is true. There were no deed transfers, no public records, nothing. They made some phone calls to owners, and they could not find any information regarding this transaction. Floyd has gone on interviews and discussed it. Of course, 50 Cent dropped in with his troll thing and put the interview up and the information about it and said he bought them in his imagination. Same place he read all those Harry Potter books, because 50 gone 50. My question is, Does Floyd was he swindled in some sort of business deal?
He further underscoring any errors in Mayweather's investment plan are the property's difficulties in producing the expected profits, many of which are rent stabilized.
And I'm pointing like this because all of them, we're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on. All this money made. No partners. All by myself. For 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
He's collecting rent, hustlers. You know how much rent that is? And guess what? I don't know his paperwork, but obviously if you spent that much in real estate, it looks like he spent it in one shot. But even if he didn't, but usually he did. And if he dealt with the same person, you get a deal, right? So through these deals, he's making money. It's definitely an income situation. They're all apartments. It's not a commercial building. They're all apartment buildings, which are commercial, but they're apartments. So guess what? $402 million in real estate. Hey, he's $500 million in real estate just off apartments.
Mayweather has made additional noteworthy investments in the real estate industry in addition to this transaction. The AON Center and the former Chicago Post Office building are among the $10 billion office portfolio he has invested in, which is overseen by 601 businesses. These actions demonstrate Mayweather's dedication to creating a broad and significant real estate business. Floyd Mayweather's longtime friend and former CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerbe, has been heavily involved in boxing's economic world. But subsequent events have raised questions about his and Mayweather's financial dealings.
Floyd that basically gave him $1 million, came out to Vegas, and they had a whole backstory to that. And I'm pretty sure Leonard was around seeing all that. And what you're saying doesn't sound far-fetched. And I'm not agreeing with you just to agree with you, but like the champ may be hurt just because like you a human being, you could whoop ass, but you're still a human being, right? You may be hurt that you missed a moment. I've also seen guys where, you know, they moment passed and you try to hold on to things and that becomes an element of it. But then also it's just not a Leonard Ellerbe thing. There's a lot of people who may be in position around Floyd Mayweather, but whatever deal they agreed to at the time didn't allow them to get all the money that they probably could have earned, right? And so he probably sees the infrastructure that Tank doesn't have in the relationship, and he's not saying, hey man, it ain't fuck you, champ.
Ellerbe disclosed that Gervonta Tank Davis, a well-known boxer who competed for them, was purportedly denied a substantial payment of $33 million. Serious questions concerning Mayweather's financial ethics have been raised by this disclosure. Promotions and how its boxers are treated, the consequences of this revelation were immediate. Davis publicly criticized Mayweather's business sense and implied that he might have been mismanaged financially.
Gervonta Davis, but I seen recently that he's actually looking to leave. So how does that relationship work? How does that work as far as, you know, grooming somebody, getting them to a point, and then having some differences?
I've always been a gentleman. I've always been respectful, and it's nothing like taking a kid that come from the same background as you and helping them and put them in a position to become a multi-millionaire. You know, you meet a kid, he come up to you for an autograph. You sign an autograph for him, then I tell him, in a few years when you get older, I'm gonna work with you and I'm gonna make you world champion someday. Years later, I started working with him, helped him, pushed him to be great. And if he feels like, you know, he's grew wings where he can fly, become his own boss, more power to him.
Mayweather has been a dominant force in the boxing industry since it was formed by the renowned Floyd Mayweather Jr. The business thrived under L's direction, arranging some of the most profitable and well-publicized brawls in recent history.
18-0 in 12-round fights.
Like he tried to get Pacquiao out of here.
Exactly. He entered the ring. He
didn't get off to his fastest start. Gets him into the corner.
Less using the jab as a not more than a rangefinder because it landed to land at the ropes. He wheels off those.
With a sense in his mind that he wants to do, he can do.
Mayweather, because they felt that he was the obstacle to getting the fight made.
He couldn't fight as he did against Margarito, much slower.
He came in not really as up on point like Floyd was, and he got a way different outcome.
Without the tactical ammunition to open up Mayweather. And in Grand Rapids, Las Vegas.
I want to talk to you about your fight with Conor McGregor.
He's the Caucasian Floyd Mayweather. You know, he's a knockoff version, but
it's a great goddamn comparison right there.
Yeah.
It may be the funniest thing I've ever.
Yeah, he's a hell of a knockoff version.
There has to be a level of respect now after that, because after
I take my hat off to him.
Yeah.
I mean, he a dog.
The best moment for me was after that fight when you guys hugged after the fight and he was like, I'm mad that they stopped it. You should have just put me down. He said, I didn't have no legs.
I mean, I want the man to have a career after me.
Yeah.
It sounded good when the fight was over.
Yeah.
You know, when I was digging off in his ass, he was like, you know.
What is the conversation about you going into the octagon? Is that a real conversation?
Anything is possible. I can go get a deal right now from the UFC. Probably $4-5 billion deal if that's what I wanted.
Blockbuster events were often produced by the promotional juggernaut, from the historic Mayweather versus Pacquiao bout to the exciting Mayweather versus McGregor bout.
You know, he the one told Frank that I was running at 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. But I knew for sure that wasn't going to be enough to beat me. It's cool. It's all right. I don't really think too much of it. He's not going to hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's good to beef with him than be cool with him, because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll put you in bad situations.